in the feminine mode as the universal mother. So consciousness caught up in these ubadhis, karyakarana sankhada, samashti karyakarana sankhada. Consciousness caught up takes upon itself the qualities of the feminine. We call it Sadvidya. Vidya is always in the feminine. Knowledge is always in the feminine. Vidya. So here Shankaracharya explains our physical body made up of various parts, then the mental body made up of many parts, like the five sense organs, their faculties, not the golagas. The faculties of the five sense organs of action, is embedded in the brain, the subtle matter. Similarly, the faculty of thinking, the affective and the cognitive and the conative faculties, the willing, thinking, feeling, all these faculties are part of the subtle body. And they are all made up of the five elements, subtle and compounded elements. And they are the result of your past good or bad deeds. And the body we use as a house or an office, and the sense organs and organs of action as means, instruments of contacting the world. So apart from the gross and the subtle, there is a causal body, a deeper layer to this conditioning, deeper layer, the causal body, Karana Sharira. So the individual causal, subtle and the gross bodies are part of the samashti, total, subtle, causal and the gross bodies. So surrender means knowing that your package is part of the total package. So feeling that connectivity and feeling that Ishvara is functioning through us. Nimitta matram bhava sabhyasajin. I am only a nimitta, an instrument of God's purpose. So we have to align with the purpose of the Lord. When we disalign from the purpose of God, it becomes disease. Dis-ease. When we align with the purpose, and that is happening through humility, observation, non-judgmental observation. Then there is the flow experience. Whatever you do becomes successful. whatever you wish become possible. So you become Satya Sankalpa. Your sankalpas, your wishes become fulfilled. And your wishes is in tune with the cosmic purpose. Loka Sangrahartam. All your work become for the well-being of large number of creatures. So in the seat of meditation, you observe your own body, thoughts, emotions, memories, ego. And having brought these capabilities, capacities into your awareness, you are offering it to the Lord. Like when you offer a flower or a fruit or a drop of water. And that is the purpose of this analysis. The gross body, the subtle body. The gross body comes to prominence in the waking state of experiences, and the subtle body in the dream world. When you dream, when you sleep and then dream. Then when you go to deep sleep, you are disconnected from the subtle body also. Subtle body is there, gross body is there, but they are not active. So this map making, so that your meditation become purposeful. To experience yourself as an offering at the lotus feet of Ishvara, or Krishna, Shiva, Vishnu, Devi, Ganesha, Hanuman, Subramanya, whichever deity you have chosen for your meditation or sadhana. So Guru, deity, murti and mantra. These become your guides. But if you hold on to the body without surrendering to the Ishvara, then the body becomes an obstacle. So surrender is a key word. That great sacrifice, great offering. And this should not make you dysfunctional in the world. In fact, you become supremely creative, productive, and functional. Because you feel you are doing the Lord's work. You feel well supported, you are not lonely, you are not pulling a lonely furrow. That sense of belonging, the sense of working for a higher cosmic purpose, for the well-being of the whole world, Jagadhitaya cha. These all make your life much more complete and fulfilled. So that interdependence, from independent you move into interdependence and then transcendence. So you are focusing on this body, mind, ego package, which is laid at the feet of Ishvara, or seen it as a limb of Ishvara. And the whole thing is conceived in the feminine gender. Because Ishvara is Brahman caught up in the material world, or Brahman having entered, having created, Brahman enters. With reference to one body, mind, ego complex, Brahman becomes Jiva, and with reference to all the body, mind complexes, Brahman becomes Ishvara. And hence Jiva Ishvara Aikyam. And then whatever happens, like this ringing of the bell, everything is Ishvara's will. Or when you go deeper, it is all a slight fluctuation in consciousness. The whole universe is a slight fluctuation in consciousness. Because you experience everything in the light of consciousness. Consciousness is deeper than matter. Consciousness supports the matter. Armed with this vision, you jump into the world with this body, mind, ego complex. Then your whole life becomes Aradhana or puja. Yadyat karma karomi tat akhilam shambho tavaradhanam. Tadarpid akhilacharada tad vismarane parama vyakulata. Yatra yatra manoyadi tatra tatra samadaya. Bhudesha bhudesha vijitya dhira. All those Upanishad statements become meaningful to you. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Now open your eyes. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gojaram Tamagojaram Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranadosmyaham Jandunam Narajanmadurlabhamadapustum Tado Viprada Tasmad Vaidika Dharma Marga Varada Vidutvamasmat Param Atmanatma Vivejanam Sanbhavo Brahmatmana Samstitihi Muktirno Shata Janma Kodi Sukrude Punnirvina Labhyade Dullabham Trayame Vedad Devanugraha Hetugam Manushyattvam Mumukshutvam Mahapurusha Samshraya Ko Nama Bantha Kadhamesha Agada Kadham Pratishta Se Kadham Vimokshaha Ko Savanatma Paramakatma Tayor Viveka Kadhame Daruchada. So we come to the 76 sloka. Pranapana Vyanodana Samanaha Bhavatyaso Pranaha Swayameva Vritti Bhedad Vikridehe Bhedad Suvarna Salidamiva. The physical body, then the five sense organs, organs of action, and then the mind, the intellect, ego, memory, all this. They are mapped. They are laying out the map. Having said that, now the prana. Prana is a little deeper. Because we are pranis. We don't breathe, you are not there, you are dead. So pranayama become an important discipline for you. As a prana, you bring prana to every part of the body. Sometimes you develop blocks in these veins, and so you use pranayama. So all the blocks are blown away, and then there is better energy flowing through the body. So pranayama becomes very, very important. Those who do pranayama, they don't fall sick. Even if they fall sick, they quickly recover from that. So pranayama. So what are the pranas? Pranaha is dividing into 5 pranas. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. Bhavati asav prana. The prana goes all over the body and it has 5 functions. One is prana. Prana means prangamana vayu. You breathe in and breathe out. That vayu is called prana. Nasika. That lives in the nasika, within the nose. So the prana, you breathe and you breathe out. That is prana. Then apana. The prana vayu, that aspect of the prana which pushes down, push you down, become part of the gravity so that you are able to stand. So that is apana, adhogamana vayu. Then vyanaha, vishwangamana vayu. The air that goes all over the body. When you breathe, the oxygen is separated from the air, and then lungs purify the blood and then goes all over. That oxygen goes all over the body. That's vishwangamana vayu. So too, whatever you digest, that also taken all over the body. That is called Vyanaha. Udana is Urdhagamana Vayu, which helps you jump and blurp and all that Vayu. Then Samana, Samigarana Vayu, the digestive air. So the air, the prana does 5 functions, physiological functions: ingestion, digestion, circulation, assimilation and excretion, to put it simply. And if this prana doesn't work, life becomes very miserable. You cannot swallow, you don't digest, constipation, then you are not able to balance, you fall down. These are all because prana is not working properly. So every day morning, before you eat something, do some pranayama. Do some pranayama. So these are the prana, bhana, vyana, your physiological system. Prana, bhana, vyana, udana, samana, bhavadyaso pranaha. Swayameva vritti bhedad. One prana does 5 functions. Vritti means 5 modifications, this prana. Vigrudehe veda. So 5 modification and 5 function. Vritti means function. Vigrudi means modification. The same prana does these 5 functions. Isn't it? The same individual can do so many functions. You are teaching in the university, then you come back home and clean your backyard. Then your wife is away, you cook also. You can do several functions. Similarly, the same prana does many functions, he says. Depending upon that, prana gains different identities. What are the identities? Ingestion. Ingestion means you are able to swallow things. Ingestion, digestion. Swallow can mean all that you ahriyade, you receive through the 5 sense organs, is because of the prana. Now you are able to listen to the speaker because of the prana. If prana is weak, you don't listen properly. Nor do you have an interest in listening. The prana should be alive and active. So that is why when you get bored, after 1 hour you get bored, isn't it? Then take a long deep breath and hold it. Hold it for some time. Don't hold more than 2 minutes, then there's a problem. So hold the breath and then you are again alert and alive and focused. So you can do it whenever you feel bored or not listening properly or you don't understand. Take a whiff of breath and hold it for some time. So, swayameva vritti vedad, vigrudehe vedad. Vigrudi means vikara. So, prana modifies it and does different function. Suvarna salilamiva, like gold and water. Water can different modalities. It can be solid ice, it can be liquid water, it can be vapor water. Similarly, gold, ring, other ornaments, wedding ring, you can take do different functions. Similarly, the prana, same prana. The same force is the air that you breathe. Does all these functions, he says. So prana is very, very powerful. And sense organs can function only if there is prana. Because that is why you are called prani. Pranahasya astidi prani. Jandu. Sometimes we are called jandu. Why jandu? Jayade mariyade is jandu. You are born to die. Why are you born? So that I can die. So this way, jandu or prani, manushyaha, manavaha. Manavaha means mananashilatvad manava. You can think and reflect. So you have different names. Manavaha, jandu, prani. Then Paramatma, that is another name for you. Because when you transcend all this, then you are Paramatma. So Swayameva vritti vedad, vigrudehe vedad. Suvarna salilam iva. Salila means water. Suvarna means gold. Different function. Let's read it. Prana, pana, vyano, dana, samana, bhavatya sau pranaha. Swayameva vritti vedad, vigrudehe vedad, suvarna salilam iva. Next. Now, Bhagavan is putting all these together in a basket. What are the things together? 5 sense organs, 5 organs of action, 5 pranas, Mana, Buddhi, Ahankaram, Chittam, everything put together. You can bundle up and put at the feet of the Lord. That doesn't belong to me, it's yours. Yours, Lord. I belong to you. So that is being said next. Vagadi pancha, Shravanadi pancha, Pranadi pancha, Pramukhani pancha, Buddhyadya vidya vicha kama karmani, Puryashtagam sushma shariramahu, Vagadi pancha, Shravanadi pancha, Pranadi pancha, Pramukhani pancha, Buddhyadya vidya vicha kama karmani, Puryashtagam sushma shariramahu. So pancha, five. There are a lot of fives. One five is Vagadi pancha, 5 organs of action, motor organ. You have it. Another pancha, another 5 is Shravanadi pancha, 5 organs of perception, beginning with the Shravana, hearing. What are the hearing? Touching, smelling, tasting, all that. Vagadi pancha, Shravanadi pancha. These are all in your brain. These are all located in your brain. Vagadi pancha. That's why a stroke, you cannot move your hand. Hand is there. You cannot even lift a little blade of grass. But when it's active, then you can lift it. So all are connected to the brain or the subtle body. So Vagadi pancha, Shravanadi pancha, Pranadi pancha, and 5 physiological activities, breathing and then digesting, all that. Abhramukhani pancha, and also the 5 subtle elements. Abhra means Akasha, Akasha, Vayu, etc. So pancha. Vagadi pancha, Shravanadi pancha, Pranadi pancha, Abhramukhani pancha, 20. Then Buddhyadi, Buddhi, Mana, Buddhi, Ahankaram, Chitta, that is one group. Buddhyadi. Then Avidya, finally it is Avidya. These are all modes of Avidya, he says. Prakriti, Maya. So Avidya is called Prakriti also, Maya. So modes of Avidya, ignorance. So a scientist is dealing with ignorance. The material world is a product of ignorance, but organized ignorance. Well documented, well organized ignorance. All these are supported by or modified ignorance. So Vagadi pancha, Shravana. Ignorance means what? Not knowing yourself. Then you identify with all this. And all these are expression of the self also. Very complicated, isn't it? Very complicated to understand all this. The whole thing, this pancha, all these are modified ignorance. And what is ignorance? Ignorance is not knowing yourself. When you don't know yourself, then you identify with this. Where do these things come from? Where do they come from? They come from the same Brahman. So Brahman manifests all this, Panchabhutas and Trigunas and their various modifications. So atoms and molecules and then tissues and the cells and tissues and organs and organisms which you are. And the environment, all this are various expression of the same Brahman. So very, very complicated but simple structure. When you look at it, very complicated, but meditate very simple. Like the crochet. In crochet you can make complicated structures. Anybody as expert in crochet, they know that. Complicated structure. Elephants and tigers, dinosaurs. But you use only one thread. One thread. With one thread you can create all this. And when you are bored, you pull the thread, elephant is gone, everything is gone. Have you seen that? With one thread. You do all this. Similarly, with the one Vishtabhyaham idam sarvam megamshena sthidam maya. Sutre manigana iva, Bhagavan said. So just as with one thread you can make all these creatures, and when you are bored you pull it out. That is what Brahman does. And the thread is Brahman itself, become everything. When Brahman is bored, he pulls everything and he goes to Samadhi, he says, or Layam. Srishti, Siddhi, Layam. Goes to. So this is explained in many, many ways. So Vagadi Panja, Shravanadi Panja, Pranadi Panja, Brahma. Brahmahani means Akashadaya, subtle element. Buddhyadi, Buddhi, Mana, Ahangaram, Chittam. Then Avidya, ignorance. So Avidya is some material. Ignorance is some kind of a matter is Avidya. What is matter which doesn't matter? That's one definition of matter. What is matter? Doesn't matter. Why? When you go on inquiring into it, there is nothing. Finally there sits a field of all possibility. Same thing can appear as a conda or a wave or whatever. So deep down, it is only a field of possibilities. It can become an elephant or a crocodile or a mosquito. Anything it can become. So, avidya. So avidya, ignorance is a salty word. Avidya is little deeper. It's some material with which you are covered. So, buddhyadi, avidya, vicha. Then, kama karmani. From avidya, kama, desire, and karma. Puryashtagam, this 8 puris, 8 compounds, let's say, 8 bags, 8 baskets, puri. Or 8 compounds, let us say. So what are they? Vagadi Panja, Shravanadi Panja 2, Pranadi Panja 3, Abrahmani Panja 4, Buddhyadi 5, Avidya 6, Kama 7, Karmani 8. I hope I didn't count it wrong. So these are the 8 things. 8 bags. 8 combination, that's the word I was searching for. 8 combination. So it's a very complex system. Each one is complex, isn't it? Vagadi Panja, Shravanadi Panja, Pranadi Panja, Abrahmani Panja, Buddhi, Adi. What is Buddhi Adi? Buddhi, Mana, Chitta, Ahankara. Then Avidya, then Kama, then Karma. This Puryashtagam, these 8 combinations constitute the grand combination, you say. Isn't it grand total? Different heads total, then the grand total. Puryashtagam, Sushma Shariramahu. This is the subtle body. Subtle body is made up of all this, which you are operating. So what we are doing is we are trying to aware ourselves the complexity, not objectively but subjectively. We are trying to aware. We are sitting in meditation without using any telescope, periscope, microscope and all that. We are trying to experience. You don't experience your inner organs, you experience their functions. Have you seen your brain? You have not. But do you have a brain? Yes, I have. So we experience the functioning of the brain. Anything wrong, then you know that. If nothing is wrong, then it's all smooth. So every day we sit and aware, bring the light of awareness into all this. So that's the Sushma Shariram. So Sula Shariram, Sushma Shariram. Now, Idam Shariram, Shrunu Sushmasam Idam. Lingam Tvapanchikrita Bhudabham Bhavam. Savasanam Karma Bhalanubhavagam. Swajnanado nadirubadhiratmanah idam shariram shunu sushma samidam lingam tvapanchikrita bhuta sambhavam savasanam karma bhalanubhavakam swajnanado nadirubadhiratmanah. So this shariram, this combination, all this 8 Puri Ashtagam. Idam shariram, this shariram, shrunu, please understand. Sushma samidam, this is your sushma sharira, subtle body. Lingam, another word is lingam. Lingam means lingyade, anaya idi lingam. It is the sushma sharira gives us a inclination about something beyond, the mind. The mind can face the world, mind can understand the spirit also. Mind is a mediator between the world and the spirit. An agitated mind sees the world, calm mind can get ideas about the self, he says. So this Sushma is a lingam, lingyade, Shiva lingam. Shiva linga, it indicates something beyond. That's a lingyade. So it is a lingam. Idam shariram shrunu sushma samyidam lingam tu apanchikrita bhuta sambhavam. And this sushma sharira is made up of apanchikrita, pure 5 elements, not compounded 5 elements, non-pentamerated, pure 5 elements is used to create this sushma sharira, we say. Savasanam. Savasanam means vasana. It is full of vasanas, tendencies, impulses, desires, vasana. So we have our own vasanas, our own tendencies, inclinations, desires. Savasanam. Karma bhalanubhavakam. And this is created by your previous karmas. Why you have a particular sushma sharira, particular set of desires, particular ambition. This varies from individual to individual. Your son wants to become a IAS officer, but you are just a ordinary housewife. So how does he create that desire? He might not have gotten from you. He has gotten as a result of his past karmas, he says. So, karma bhala anubhavagam is a result of karma bhala anujanagam, he says, created by the karma. And it's karma bhala. That is what distinguishes each individual from the other individual. Why the distinction? If everything is Brahman, why the distinction? So you are different from me, I am different from the other person because of the past karmas. So karma bhalanubhavagam. And these karmas due to desire, and desire due to ignorance, swajnanam, due to ignorance. So very complicated, isn't it? So ignorance creates desire, desire creates karma, karma creates karma bhala, the karma bhala creates your present body, mind, ego complexes. So ajnanadaha. And when did ajnana begin? Anadi. There is no beginning. It is a beginning of ignorance. Ubadhiratmanaha. This is the key word. So the whole entire body mind complex is an ubadhi, is an adjunct, is a vehicle, is a conditioning factor. This ubadhi. Brahman get conditioned. Brahman uses this ubadhi. And where did this ubadhi come? From your previous karma. Where does previous karma come? The karmas before that. When did it start? Nobody knows. And when you go on looking at its karma is not there. That is another exciting thing. When you go on analyzing, then the whole world it disappears. Just as what? When you go on analyzing the source of the snake that you saw on the rope in a dim light, when you bring light, snake disappears. Thereafter you don't think, where did the snake come from? Do you think like that? You don't. So when you keep on inquiring, go deeper and deeper and deeper, ajnana has no existence, he says. If you don't analyze, ajnana comes to. If you are reflective, it disappears. So you tell me something, you say things and then you withdraw that. So when you analyze it, it is not there. When you don't analyze, it is there. This is it. So, vichara bhavam. When you do vichara, it is vicharam na sahade maya, you say. Maya doesn't tolerate, ignorance doesn't tolerate vicharam, inquiry. When you are alert, everything is okay. When you are alert, everything is a problem. So, savasanam karma bhalanubhavagam swajnanadaha anadi ubadihi atmanaha. So this is a very complicated theory. You have to really look into all this. So is ignorance or maya, is it real or is it unreal? Very difficult to say, he says. Very difficult to say. Then don't say anything, just keep quiet. When you keep quiet, probably you understand the mystery. It's a big mystery. So idam shariram shrunu sushma samjidam. So all these very important words, sushmam, lingam, apanchikruta bhudam, sambhavam, savasanam, karma bhalanubhavakam, and then swajnanadaha, anadi, ubadihi, atmanaha. All this you have to understand. All this you have to understand. Let's read it once again. We will explain it further. We are explaining further. What does it all mean? Explain it further. Be patient. Idam shariram shrunu suchmasam idam lingam tvapanchi krudabhuta sambhavam savasanam karma bhalanubhavagam swajnanado nadirubadhiratmanaha. So let these key words be in your mind. Atma, ubadhi, anadi, ajnanam, swajnanam, karma bhalam, vasana, apanchikruta bhudam, lingam, sukshmam, shariram. All these words. Let these words, chew these words. Like a chewing gum. Then you have to, after chewing gum, you chew it for some time. And then what you do with the chewing gum? You spit it out, isn't it? Those words you are chewing. At the end of the day, you spit it out. You don't swallow it. So these key words should be there in your thinking processes. What are the key words once again? Atma, ubadhi. Ubadhi is a very key word. Ubadhi. Anadi, another key word. Ajnanam, swajnanam, atmajnanam. Karma bhalam, karma bhalam. Vasana, which create desire. Vasana and desire are the same. Then apanchikruta panchabhudas, lingam, and then sushmam, shariram. These words, you chew it. And after some time, spit it out, you say. Don't hold on to the word. Earlier it was that Shastra, you have to chew it and spit it out later. Take the essence of the Shastra and then spit it out. Continuing, we'll explain all this later. Swapno bhavatyasya vibhaktiyavastha Sumatra sheshena vibhadi yatra Swapne tu buddhi swayameva jagrad Kalina nana vidavasanabihi Katradi bhavam pratipadya rajade Yatra swayam jyotirayam paratma Swapno bhavatyasya vibhaktiyavastha Sumatra Sheshena Vibhadi Yatra Swapne tu buddhi swayameva jagrad Kalina nana vidavasanabihi Tatradi bhavam pratipadya rajade Yatra swayam jyotirayam paratma Jagrad Kalina. That's one word, Jagrad Kalina. So let us know the Padachedam Swapnaha Bhavadi Asya Vibhakti Avastha Swamatra Sheshena Vibhati Yatra Swapne tu Buddhi Swayameva Jagrat Kalina Nanavida Vasanabhihi Kartradi Bhavam Pratipadya Rajade Yatra Swayam Jyoti Ayam Paratma. Now here is a description of Swapna. Jagrat we know. You are in the Jagrat state now. Then you go to sleep. Then you dream. You dream that Swami is teaching you and you are listening and you are sleeping. You are dreaming. Isn't it? When listen, you are dreaming, Swami is teaching. Teaching is going on the Jagrat state, but you are in the dream state. Dream state, you see Swami is teaching and you feel sleepy, then Swami is looking at you, then you jerk out of the sleep. All this happens in your dream. All this happens in your dream, he says. So that dream state is a very interesting state. Very interesting state. What is that dream state? Swapnaha, dream state. Bhavadi, asya vibhakti avastha. Asya means the Sushma Sharira. The Sushma Sharira disconnected from the Sthula Sharira. When it functions, it becomes dream. It's not related, the dream is not directly related to the waking world. Indirectly. In the dream, you are sleeping in your tiny bedroom and then you dream you are riding an elephant. The elephant has no space there. The dream elephant. You are riding the dream elephant. So this way, you go to deep sleep, then you start dreaming, where the Antakarana or the Sushma Sharira is disconnected from the Sthula Sharira. Therefore, those dream experience has no direct correlation with what is happening outside. You dream in Kaladi, then you go to Kalamasu, let's say, you go somewhere else. And you go there, and then you wake up. You wake up in Kaladi, not in Kalamasu, isn't it? You wake up in Kaladi. So, Swapno Bhavadyasya Vibhakti. And this is a very powerful experience, Swapna. Please don't get me wrong. It's a very powerful experience. Some of your dreams are fulfilled in, some of these wishes are fulfilled in dream. If you don't dream, then you go mad. You have to dream. You have to give expression. A politician dream, maybe a panchayat member dreams he has become the Prime Minister of India. An actor thinks he has become Amitabh Bachchan. So you dream. A businessman, you think you are a Bill Gates. Dream. Those dreams are important. If you don't dream, you don't fulfill. You get frustrated and sick. So dream is very, very important. So, Swapno Bhavadyati Vibhakti Avastha. So, these conditions put by the physical body which make you suffocating, then you go to dream, then you fulfill all your desires. Swapnaha Bhavadyasya Vibhakti. Vibhakti means separate state from the physical body. Sumatra Sheshena. So, Sushma Sharira remains disconnected from the Sthula Sharira. Sumatra Sheshena. It remains in its pure state. Vibhadi Yatra. So in dream, the Paramatma you is conditioned by only the Sushma Sharira, not the Sthula Sharira. That is conditioning. His experience also depend upon. So Supra Somatra Sheshena Vibhadi Yatra. Swapnet Buddhi Swayameva. Buddhi means the mind. It functions disconnected from the physical body. So it is not under the pressure of the physical body. is disconnected from the waking world. Swapneta buddhi swayameva jagrat kalena nanavida vasanabhihi. So what determines the swapna, the dream? It is the impressions you gathered from the waking world. Jagrat kalena nanavida vasanabhihi. Vasana means the impression. So the waking world experiences leave some frustrations and disappointments in you. So when you go to deep sleep, the mind on its own functions, unconnected by the waking world, you see. So that vasanas, the impression that you have. That's why you cannot dream something which you have not seen in the waking world. Generally it is not possible. In the dream, you don't dream that flying elephant because you have not seen it. Even if you see a flying elephant, you have seen a flying bird and the elephant, and then your mind can cut and paste, unconditioned by the waking world. So mind can cut and paste. You see a flying elephant, you golden mountain, because gold is very expensive now. So you think about gold, if only I had some gold with me. Then you see a mountain of gold. Why not? Why not 1 gram of gold, mountain of gold? You are dreaming and you feel great satisfaction. Then you wake up. Sometime when you are riding, you are driving in the dream, and then lot of gold coins there. So you stop the car, get out of the car, collect all the gold coins and put it in the back of the car, and then you suddenly slip and fall and everything is gone. Isn't it? Everything. But the temporary satisfaction you got. So what is the stuff, the raw material for the dream you collect from the waking world, you see. And this is a very important state of experience for your sanity. You must dream. There is nobody who doesn't dream. Everybody, including the Swami. But very little dream, but Swami also dream. Everybody dream. So, swapnetu buddhi swayameva jagrat kalena nanavida vasanabhihi. So you gather experiences from the world, waking world, and in deep you cut and paste, you cook and have new experiences. Kartradi bhavam pradivadya rajade. And in the dream you become a dreamer, isn't it? In the dream you are a dreamer. Waking world you are a waker, you are a dreamer. Who is dreaming now? Paramatma, you say. Swayam Jyotihi, I am Paramatma, yatra katradi bhavam. You assume this position of a dreamer, and then Paramatma is dreaming, you say. Everything is Paramatma. Waker, dreamer. On one side Paramatma is your enemy. Another side Paramatma your friend. Everything is Paramatma only. Everything made up of same stuff. Like biscuits. Children, you buy biscuit for children. One biscuit looks like a elephant, another is like a crocodile, another is like a bull or buffalo. And the child says, I need that elephant biscuit. I need that elephant. Another child says, I also need elephant. Third child says, I need that. And as the mother, you are in real trouble now. Because there is only one elephant biscuit, one lion biscuits, and the child wants the same thing, 2 children. That's a problem. So mother has to say, baby, the lion biscuit and the elephant biscuit, they are all sugar only. Put it in your mouth. It's all sugar. There's no difference at all. So Paratma, Paramatma playing this different role, gathering different experiences, dream experience, sleep experience. There was a very interesting, once President Clinton, United States, President Clinton, he was a young 43-year-old when he ran for office. And his opponent was President Bush. He was a veteran, won the Kuwait War tamed Saddam Hussein. He was at top of his glory. So he thought that I will win the next election. And Clinton is a novice, young boy, Becha. He has no chance against me. So he was cocksure about that. I will win the war. The business people also knew that Bush will win the election. So they make these wax statues, because on the inaugural day they can sell it like hotcakes. Thousands of wax statues are made, thinking that Bush will win the inaugural day, they can sell this. But unfortunately, Bush lost and Clinton won. Now what do the business people do? Waste, isn't it? No way. They took all these Bush wax statues, melted it and made Clinton statues out of that. Same thing can become Bush statue or Clinton statue, you see. Because they have Paramatma Darshanam there. Everything is made up of the same stuff, the same thread. So, Swapnetu Buddhi Swayamava Jagrat Kalena Nanajuda Vasanabhihi Katradi Bhavam Pratibadhya. So here Paramatma assumed the role of the dreamer. Earlier he assumed the role of the waker. Rajade Yatra Swayam Jyotirayam Paratma. This Paratma, Swayam Jyoti, self-existing, self-luminous Paratma, assumed this condition and then played different roles. Continuing. Let's read it once again. Swapno bhavatyasya vibhatyavastha Sumatra sheshena vibhadiyatra Swapnetu buddhi swayameva jagrad Kalina nanabhida vasanabhihi Kartradi bhavam pratibadhya rajade Yatra swayam jyotirayam paratma. Next, Dhimatra govadish rashesha sakshi Nalityate tatrida karma lebai Yasmada sanda tadayeva karma bhi Nalityate kinjidubadhina krudai Dhimatra govadhirashesha sakshi Nalityate tatkrida karma lebai Yasmada sangastada eva karma bhi Nalityate kinjidubadhina krudai. So does the Paramatma, the Atman get tainted, affected, dented by this association? The Paratma, conditioned by the Sushma Sharira, Karna Sharira, experience the waking and the dream world, but essentially does Paramatma get affected? Example is the flower and the crystal, or water and the bottle. Water can remain in the bottle for thousands of years, but when the bottle breaks, water is free. Their conditioning doesn't affect the water at all. So similarly, Paratma or Amitabh Bachchan playing different role doesn't affect it. Similarly, Paratma is Natavarlal. Paratma is a great actor. Natavarlal, great actor. He acts like you, like me, and like a mosquito, like a crocodile. Same Paramatma acts. That's why Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavigastini. When you see a mosquito, you see Paramatma in this. Paramatma is playing that role, he says. An elephant, Paramatma is playing that role. You, Paramatma. Speaker, Paramatma. Everybody is Paramatma's different role, he says. So he says, Paramatma Nalipyade kinjidu badina krudaihi karmabhihi asangaha tada. Paramatma is not affected. Your essential self is not affected. Because these are roles you are playing. These are costumes that you are wearing, garments that you are wearing, paint that you put on. You can wash it off, you can shake it off. In a state of knowledge, shake it off. So, dhimatra gobadira shesha sakshi. So, in the dream state, the Paramatman is conditioned by dhi, the antakarana, only, not the body. Disconnected from the body. Our body is not functioning at that time, you can say. So, dhimatraga ubadi ashesha sakshi. At the same time, this ubadi is witnessed by the Paramatma also. Sakshi, he is the supreme Sakshi, supreme witness. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyade sajaracharam. In my presence, the prakriti become active, dance. This you have to practice in life. It's not only simply you are doing everything, but you are able to observe what you are doing. You are speaking, you are able to observe that you are speaking. You are running, you are able to observe you are running. You are running, but you are not the runner, you see. Running is done by the Prakriti. That kind of a, what Bhagavad Gita says, karmani akarma darshanam. You are very active, but you are absolutely calm. This is what we experience. You are very active, absolutely calm. At the end of the day, you are as fit as a fiddle and as fresh as a flower, you say. When you are disidentified, detached engagement, let me repeat it again. When you are in state of detached engagement, you are absolute, and you become versatile. You can drive a car, you can give a lecture, you can cook, you can everything. Like Krishna. Krishna can sit in the strategy sessions, war council. Krishna can dance with the gopis after that. Krishna can tend the cows and the horses. They're versatile. A range of activities you can do. You don't say that I will do only this. I can do anything, any kind of activity. So you bring that kind of dexterity to that. That's a wise man's advantage. Any activity is possible. Nothing is, because karma doesn't define you. You define the karma. If you do a humble, simple job, maybe you are a barber, running a saloon, doesn't matter, you say. That everybody will rush there, isn't it? If you are a good barber, everybody will rush there. If you are a bad brain surgeon, nobody will come there. Isn't it? So this way, you are versatile, he says. Whatever you do, you put your best in that. So, dhimatrigo badirashesa sakshi. The Sakshi Atman assume this conditioning and become the dreamer, and then nalipyade tatrada karmale vai. And the dream experience also another insight it gives you. Whatever you dream, in the dream you kill somebody, you say. Waking world you cannot do, because you will be put in the prison. So, I want to break your knee, let's say. Sometimes don't you feel that? I want to break his knee. I want to excuse him or break his neck, whatever. So you think that, but you cannot do. Because there is police, there is legal system and all that. So where will you break his knee? Go to sleep. Break his knee. And then nobody is going to question you. Because it's your own world. You can do whatever you want. In dream you can do whatever you want. And you feel fulfilled, you say. So at the same time when you wake up, you are not called into question. That's only a dream, you say. So you committed a murder in dream, and then police is knocking on your door. So then you open the door, the police standing there, and then you wake up. Police goes, you go, everything goes. So the dream gives us a great insight into reality. This waking world is an extended dream. Dream only 9 seconds, waking world 90 years, that's all. 90 years. So you can extend that from the dream. So the problem is the modern world, we ignore dream, we ignore sleep experience. We give reality only to the waking world. That's our problem. It's an imbalanced understanding of the reality. The waking world is only 1/3 of your world. 1/3. Other 2/3 is dream and sleep. We are ignoring that. So, dhimatrigo badirashesha sashi nalipyade tatkruta karmaleva. In dream, the dreamer whatever does, it doesn't affect you. And the waking world also. Whatever you do doesn't affect the Paramatman. You are fresh. You are untainted. Yasmad asangatadeva karma bihi. So this Paramatma is asanga, detached. Nalipyade kinjid ubadina. So all these activities are done by the ubadis. The Stula Sharira, Sushna Sharira, Vasanas, desires, everything in the Prakriti. Prakritehe kriyamanani karmani sarvasha. Everything is done by the Prakriti. That is another way of looking at that. So I am not ubadina krudehi. I am not affected by whatever is happening on the level or the realm or the Prakriti. So can you say that is question? Okay, you made a mistake. You regret. Sometimes we are get stuck there. I made a mistake. And the whole world will talk about it. The good things you do, nobody is bothered. Something bad thing you do, the whole world will talk. Wherever you go, your reputation goes before you reach there, isn't it? You must be able to shake it off, you say. Yes, I did it. I regret. I am sorry. Let me move on. That is possible only when you realize yourself is untouched by you. So that strain of energy, consciousness can be invoked. So don't get stuck with what you did, good or bad. So similarly, good things. Whatever good things you do, move ahead. Just forget it. Go ahead. You can do more good things. So, yasmad asangat tadeva karma bihi nalipyade kinjiduba. This is why you operationalize it, saying that suppose you did a serious crime, go to Himalaya, spend some time, or go to the Ganga, take a bath there. Then you are pure. You are pure. That's not a license for you to do the same thing again. The sense of purity become your vasana. Then you do better things, is there. So that ability to shake off the past and then move into the future. Being actively present in the present. That's very, very important. You are pure, period. Amritasya putraha. But I have done serious crime. Doesn't matter, you say. Doesn't matter. You are still pure. Abhijay suduracharaha sadurevasa mandavyaha, you say. That's why we say don't ask the Rishi Moolam, Nadi Moolam na Priche. Don't ask a Swami, what's your Purvashram name, what is your qualification, your date of birth. That is impolite to ask the Swami. What is your date of birth? Purvashram name. What is your gender? These things are not asked. Swami has no gender, he says. Neither man nor woman. Then what is that? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. That is me. So nalipyade kinjidu badina krude. This vadi kruda karmam doesn't affect you at all. You are always fresh and pure. Continuing. Sarva vyapradikaranam lingamidam syatchidatmana pura pumsaha vasyadigamivаттachnaha tenevatma bhavatya sangoyam. Padachedam sarva vyapradikaranam lingam idam syad chidatmanaha pumsaha vasyadigamiva takshnaha teneva atma bhavati asangoyam. So here is a certain metaphor is brought in. Example, Tashna means a carpenter. Carpenter uses his tools, isn't it? Chisel and hammer. He uses that. Tashna. Or a barber uses his blade. A razor uses. What is the relation between the carpenter and the tools? Carpenter uses the tool, then he keeps the tool away. The tool doesn't define the carpenter. Carpenter defines it. Carpenter decides what to do. Carpenter has agency, tool has no agency. So your relation with your tool, technology that you are using, whatever. So he says, Vasyadigamiva Tachnaha. Vasyadigam means chisel and the hammer that the Tachna, the carpenter, uses, is different from the carpenter. He can use it, he can put it away, he can pack it, he can carry with him, he can sell it if he wants, and buy a new set of tools. All that freedom is there. So the same relationship you have to bring to understand your relation with the body, mind, is it. It's a tool. So, Sarva Vyaprati Karanam. Sarva Vyaprati means Vyabhara, all activities. All activities, Karana, the tool, the instrument, is Lingam, the Linga Sharira, I say. Prana, mind, intellect, buddhi, sense organs, organs of action, this infrastructure is used in all your activities. And your relationship with these Linga Sharira should be like the Tashna's relationship with the Vasyadigam, we say. The carpenter relationship with the tools. In the modern language, you can say a car or a computer. You are not the computer. So, Sarva Vyaprutikaranam Lingamidam Syat Chidatmanaha Pumsaha, the Atman, the Chidananda Atma, uses this. Vasyadigamiva Tachnaha Tena eva Atma Bhavati Asangahayam. This Atman is Asangoham, isn't it? You see, keep on saying that. Asangoham. I am detached. I have nothing to do with that. It doesn't affect me. I am only using it temporarily, just to play. Nothing more than that. So Asangoham. Asangaha, I am Atma. This is Asanga. So with that attitude, you are dealing with the body, mind, ego complexes. It's only a tool. So Sarva Vyaprutikaranam Lingamidam Syakchidatmanaha Pumsaha Vasyadigamivam Tachnaha Teneva Atma Bhavati Asangahayam Atma. This Atman is Asangaha. Atma is detached, uninvolved. So though Atman is the presiding deity of all this, Atman is uninvolved. So how do you experience this? In several ways. One is whatever you are doing happily. Then you are not attached to that. You can do it and move ahead. Happily I did it. The outcome I am not bothered, you see. Outcome I am not bothered. That's one way. I got, by the very opportunity to do, gave me immense pleasure, you see. Like a mother. Mother does everything for the child. She bore the child for 9 months, 9 days, delivered the child, looked after the baby. Mother doesn't keep any account of all that. 9 months, $1 million. Taking care of the baby, $2 million. In all, $5 million. With the compound interest also. Mother doesn't keep any account like that. Because he did out of her joy. No keeping account. So if you do something, whatever you are doing out of your joy, not expecting happiness, then that is the state we are discussing here. That's the state we are discussing. Or you can say, I am doing it as an offering to the Lord, another way of putting it. This is my pay back. I am paying back to whatever my Lord has given me, the sense organs of action. I am doing it as an offering, a prayer, a puja to the Lord, whatever you do. Or you can feel that in spite of doing everything, the more I do, the more inspired I become. The more inspired, more energized I become. Our case, after some time we get exhausted, tired and tell everybody, I did all this, but nobody recognizes me. Complaining. You don't complain. Without complaining, we are able to do that. That's the meaning of asangaha. I am detached, he says. I no more complain. I do it happily. I feel more energized. The more I do, the more I am energized. So vasyadigamiva tachnaha tene vatma bhavati asangoyam atma. This Atman is detached. Detached and engaged. That's it. I told you, like a piece of sandal. The more it is crushed, the more its fragrance comes. The more the world crushes you, challenges you, provoke you, seduce you, the more your inner spirit manifests, he says. That's the meaning of asanga. Asanga doesn't mean you are indifferent. It's not indifferent. It's active involvement without getting affected, he says. Vasyadigamiva tashnaha. You also must have experienced it sometime, if not all the time, where you are very active, but you don't feel it. You don't feel it. I enjoyed it. That enjoy what we are doing. So every activity becomes an opportunity to explore and express your inner potential. That's Satchidananda Atma. So every choice becomes channels of expressing yourself. The whole life becomes an expression rather than expectation. Our life is always expectation and never it gets fulfilled. So express yourself. And the more you express, the more you have. The less you express, the less you have. That's how we have to understand this. Vasyadigamivam tachnaha tene vatma bhavati asangahayam. Now something happens to the tool, let us say. The carpenter's chisel broke. When the chisel of the carpenter breaks, does the carpenter break? Carpenter becomes more active now, isn't it? I have to repair it. When the car breaks down, then you become more active. You take the car to the garage, the repair shop, isn't it? So with the tool of the carpenter breaks, carpenter doesn't break. He becomes more brave, let us say. He thinks of what to do now. So here, the instrument that we use, the mind or the sense organs of action, any defect happens in that realm, doesn't affect you, he says. You only observe it. You only become aware of that. Then I have to do something. So when there is a breakdown, then you become more active. And you have the resource for that. You can immediately repair, he says. So that's being said here. Whatever affects the sense organs of action, or the mind, even a madman. These days, we have a lot of psychological issues. Depression, then overactivity, ADHD, they say. ADHD, depression, or Down syndrome. All kind of hysteria. Suddenly, your wife get up and then shout and screams and loosen her hair and throw the vessels and you don't know what's happening. Hysteria. Or you become depressed. So all these psychological issues, from the Vedantic standpoint, that affects only the mind, only the instrument. Your Paramatma is intact even there. See, in olden days, a mad, suppose a depressed person at home, or a mad person, you just let him be like that. There is no treatment or anything. There is no treatment. Or you may do some mantravadam, that's it. That is hardly any treatment, isn't it? So you let the person be, because you know the Paramatman is intact there. Here what happened, you can give all kind of pills and treatment and all that. And then the problem still continues, you see. So you, maybe 50 years ago, every household I have seen some depressed person, some hysteric person, somebody seeing, hearing sound and all that. You be like that. You be like that. You also get something. Now the modern psychology is coming back to that. They say, let that person be as it is. Because the Paramatman is not affected. All the treatment you do, they are only provisional. Doesn't bring any lasting healing, he says, call it. So that's being said. Next one. Anthatva mantatva padutva dharma saugunya vaigunya vashadhi chakshushaha badhirya mugatva mukhastadhaiva srotradi dharma natu veturatmanaha anthatva mantatva padutva dharma saugunya vaigunya vashadhi chakshushaha badhirya mugatva mukhastataiva srotradi dharma nadu veturatmanaha. Andhatvam, blindness. Mandatvam, poor vision. Padutvam, good vision, 20/20 vision. Mandatvam means your vision is very poor. Andhatvam means you don't see at all, total blindness. These are all saugunya vaigunya vashadhi chakshushaha. It all belongs to chakshus, the eye. Saugunya means capacity, vaigunya means incapacity of the eyes. Na atmanaha, this doesn't affect the atman, he said. Just as the tashna's chisel breaks, the tashna doesn't break, the carpenter. Similarly, the eyes go through these changes and modifications. So you are blind, you can see half, partially, long sight, short sight, no sight, or acute vision. All these belong to the eyes, the pair of eyes. You are the one who say, I am blind. The blindness belongs to the eyes. So I see, I illumine the blindness of the eye. I illumine the good vision of the eye. It's only tool, not me. I am not affected. And I have seen blind people extremely intelligent. Don't discount them, because the brain compensates. There are people, the blind and deaf and dumb. Helen Keller, you must have heard about her, Helen Keller. She was blind, deaf and dumb also. Couldn't speak, couldn't hear, she couldn't see. But she traveled all over the world. She traveled all over the world. Wrote books, inspired people, women. So don't say that I am blind, therefore I am useless. I am dumb, I am useless, I am deaf, I am useless. If you make effort, then you can compensate for all. Atman is always fresh. It can create new neurons and new cells, new way of doing things. That's why these disabled people, we don't call them disabled anymore. We'll call them differently abled. Not disabled. That's an insult. That is an insult to the Atman. Atman is experimenting. experimenting with things. So you hear voices from different directions. Some people hear them. Once one lady rushed into my room in my ashram and said, "Swamiji, I am hearing voices." "Do you hear?" "I have to pretend I am also hearing. Otherwise she feels very bad." Yes, I am also hearing voices. So both of them. So she said, okay, you also hear. Everybody is saying you are hearing voices. That's a disease. This way you make it acceptable. Agree. Acceptable. So andhatva, mandatva, padutva dharmaha, saugunya, vaigunya, vashadi, chakshushaha. The Atman is not blind. You have got a blind eye, that's all. A broken tooth, which you can repair. Otherwise you deal with that. Badhirya mugatva mughatadaiva. Severely badhiryam. Badhirya means lack of hearing. You are deaf. Badhirya. Mugatvam, dumb. You cannot speak. Mughatadaiva. Srotradi dharmaha. You are not able to hear. It is the property of the ears, not yours. You are using that instrument, which is broken down, which you can repair. Badhirya mugatva mughastadaiva srotradi dharma. So if that belongs to the Atman, then you will not be able to know I am blind or I am deaf. Don't you say I am blind? The blindness does not belong to you. You are able to see that I have a blind eyes, that's it. That Atman is still free from all this. And with that attitude, either your brain will compensate, or you create new neurons, or you will be able to do things in a different way. You know that great saint, Krishna Bhakta, he is blind. But he could write poems and he could see Krishna. Surda. So he was blind, but he could. There are a lot of extremely capable people who are blind. Great composers, music, blind. It's extreme. Great music composers were there. Mathematicians were there. So they are called idiot geniuses. Idiot geniuses. They are genius. But they have some other drawbacks, he says. So, badhirya mugatva mugatva dharma stadaiva srotradi dharma nadu vettur atmanaha. These don't affect the Atman, your essential self. So, you have to always go to the Atman to recreate, refurbish, renovate, innovate yourself. Let's read that. Andhatva mandatva padutva dharma saugunya vaigunya vashadi chakshushaha badhirya mugatva mughastadaiva srotradi dharma adu vetturatmanaha. So vettu atma, the knowing self, the illuminating self, the supporting self. It's not yours, he says. These are belonging to the equipment, instruments that you are dealing with, he says. Doesn't make any sense. Now, various other activities we are trying to analyze. Uchvasa nishvasa vijrumbhanashuddha praspandana judkramana diga kriyaha pranadi karmani vadanti tajñāha pranasya dharmo ashana pipase uchvasa nishvasa vijrumbhanashuddha praspandana judkramana diga kriyaha pranadi karmani vadanti tajñāha pranasya dharmo ashana pipase. Now we are coming to the prana karma. And Sakshi, your Atman is witnessing all that, prana karma, various kind of karma, which you will see tomorrow. So tomorrow there is no class because Shivaratri, you will be, some of you may be fasting, some of you may be taking some food, but you spend your time in chanting Namah Shivaya or Shiva. Namah Shivaya means I surrender my body, mind, ego complex at the lotus feet of Shiva. Shivoham means when you surrender, then you are one with Shiva. 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 So tomorrow is the day for that. Tomorrow is the day Shiva manifests and distributes his blessing freely to everyone. Loan Mela. Loan Mela, you get all kind of loan free, isn't it? You may or may not pray. Something like that, Shiva, once in a year, his blessing is freely distributed. Whether you are a Shiva Bhakta or not, doesn't matter. Then if you are a Shiva Bhakta, what to talk about? So tomorrow is a very special day for us. So we will celebrate that day as Shiva Ratri is there. So 1 minute we spend in contemplation, just to assimilate all this. So blindness, dumbness, deafness, all belong to the organs of action and organs of perception. Not you. You are the one who illumines those experiences. So that you don't have to curse and condemn yourself. And you don't have to identify with a good eyesight, because that belongs to that particular instrument, nor do you feel bad when you have a poor eyesight. So that freedom gives you enough energy to deal with that situation. So you refuse to be drawn into the ups and downs that happen in the level of Prakriti, body, mind, ego complex. Similarly, you have a heart issue or a kidney issue or a lung issue. This is happening on a certain level, doesn't seep into the soul, as they say. So observe all this. What happens on the sense organ level, organs of action level, mind level, ego level, their defects and their properties. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरिः ॐ. श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ॐ. So we'll meet day after on the 16th.